Hello everyone, this is Shinobi. This is going to be another Awaken Kyocera video. So you must have seen the update in game. You must have been asked to update your game, and you must have seen the new updates that has come through. So we have 3 new heroes, and in the shop you will also be seeing an exchange area where you can just go in and exchange your Terrace matrices. So this is a one-time offer from them. So when if you're not happy with Terrace, you can exchange them for these ones. So not really a good option, but at the same time, at least they are giving us something in lieu of a hero that we have not liked. Okay, we don't know how good he is. People who have used him will be able to, actually know how good he is, but you can change him. At least it's not a regression kind of thing where you are just breaking down the hero, and the hero stuff that you have used on him is going to be returned back to you. Instead of that, they are breaking down the hero itself. You can just delete him off and instead get these stuff, but you'll have to use your matrices. So if you have already fused your matrices, then you will not be able to get these stuff. But if you have not, that's fine. You can just change him. But yeah, that's your choice. It's up to you if you want to use him or not use him. I have not finished the event, nor do I have any matrices of him, so it's not a issue for me. All right, so this is going to be a showcasing of the new heroes. So we have 3 new heroes. We will look at them one by one. So the first is Rachel. Now, she does look awesome over here. You can see she's a wood hero, but looks more like a light hero with all those bright lights coming out. Yeah, doesn't look like a Halloween hero to me. It looks more like a Christmas or maybe New Year hero, but in any case, she looks good. Her looks are good. She's got an S tier attack, not so good health, defense or speed, got an A tier crit rate, which is not of a concern for us. Even if it was 6%, we would still be able to get 100% with whatever we have. The only problem would be the health or the defense. I understand they have made her into a kind of an attack hero, but that defense is pretty low. It should have been somewhere around 900. She's a legendary hero. It should have been, the base stat should have been somewhere around 900. Yeah, but anyways, let's look at what her kit is, and then we will decide on paper how good she is. Of course, we can only say that on paper. All the stuff that I'm going to say is my personal opinion. I don't know how good she can be. We will have to get her to actually test her out. Maybe someone will get her and will be allowing me to test her out. That's up to them. You can contact me on Discord. All right, so let's look at her kit. So her passive, what it says is, if the primary target has positive effects, launches a bonus attack with the special ability once every round. So this is not wave, this is not turn, it's once every round. So if anyone has got any positive effect, because she's a wood hero, this looks quite cool when on the first sentence. In the first instance, it looks quite cool against the Queen of Tides, because she's going to be a positive affinity against Queen of Tide. So let's read further and see if she can be used in Queen of Tides or not. I haven't read her. I'm reading it out for the first time along with you guys. So if the primary target has positive effects, launches a bonus attack with the special ability only once per round. Ascension effect is, if the primary target has positive effect, blah blah blah, and also gains 10% bonus crit damage for each bonus attack performed. Maximum 5 stacks. That's huge. I don't know if it is going to stack up through the waves. I don't know if it's going to stack up like after the first wave. It's still going to have those 2 stacks on her if she's facing a wave with positive effects on them. I don't know about that. Maybe it's what it is doing because it's not saying anything about, for each wave. So possibly it might be stacking over each wave. So she's going to, if she's ascended, she's going to get 50% bonus crit damage. That's huge. That's huge. And she's got pretty high attacks, base attack. She's S tier anyhow, right? Not at the high end. She should have been around 1700 or 1800 in attack, but 1592 is still good. Yes, possibly at the lower or mid end of the S tier, but still that's quite good attack. And if you're getting 50% guaranteed crit damage, she can be used possibly in Guild Boss. I don't think so. I don't think in Guild Boss, because by the time Guild Boss gains any positive effect, it would be time for us to die. Where else can you use her? In Gemini? No, Gemini doesn't have a positive effect. Maybe in Witch of the Wind, because she'll get the shield. Yeah, so either in Witch of the Wind or in Queen of Tides. Anyway, she will be usable in Queen of Tides. So yeah, so that's pretty good passive. 50% crit damage is excellent. Yeah, I get that. But yeah, again, this is only on paper. We don't know how it's going to affect unless we use her, right? So her Heavenly Smite, it deals 130% damage to one enemy. That's after the masteries. Please note that. Right, so without mastery, it's going to be 120% damage to one enemy and applies defense down for 2 turns. I don't like these kinds of debuffs on an attack hero, because then you'll have to give them focus for this to affect. So I'm just going to ignore the focus. If I get her, I'll be ignoring the focus. Why should I give her focus? I'll give her more crit damage and give her more attack. That's what I need, because her passive is anyhow going to stack up 50 more crit damage on them. So she'll be having, if I give her 300 crit damage, she's going to have 350 crit damage. Definitely it's not going to be good against PvP, but certainly against PvE, against all kind of PvE. Maybe in Void Tower, maybe in GVE, maybe in Queen of Tides, you can still use her, and that's going to be pretty good. Yeah, I'm not going to give focus on her. I don't like attack heroes with requiring focuses, especially when you go to high-end like Hell Stage 15 or 16, you will require like over 120 focus. If you try to give that, you will certainly be losing out on your attack and crit damage. So this defense down is just a waste. I don't think that's an usable kind of thing unless they say this cannot be resisted. Right? So until and unless they say that, any attack hero having a debuff like this is going to be, that debuff is going to be useless. Not that the attack hero is going to be useless, but the debuff, that skill is useless. Okay, anyway, she's going to deal 120% crit damage on her skill 1, on her A1, and that's good. That's good on a basic. Having 120 is quite good. Alright, so her special, which she's going to do bonus attacks. If you got the positive effect, she's going to do bonus attack on using this one. So it deals 165% basically without the mastery. I'm going to say without the mastery for all legendaries, because obviously we are not going to get legendary books easily. So it's going to be 150% damage to one enemy and removes 2 of their positive effects. Does it require focus? Again, does it require focus? If it requires focus, I'm going to say don't give her focus, because then she will lose out on the stacks. I want her to keep on hitting, do these bonus attacks. I don't want her to just remove the positive effect. Per se, I would prefer that she doesn't remove the positive effect. So if the target's a water hero, deals bonus damage based on the max health. She is for Queen of Tides. Yes, she is for Queen of Tides. Yeah. So you can use her in addition to Brand the Brilliant, those who do not have light dark heroes, it will be easier for us to ascend her. Not going to be that easy, but at least it's not going to be like a like a light dark hero where you will have to wait for the hero to come through. You can at least finish your Void Tower hard and get some Ascension potions and ascend her, or buy it from the arena store and ascend her and get this skill ascended up. So I think like this is going to be for Queen of Tide. Don't give her any focus if it's required to have focus. There's no point in doing that, because you want to stack those bonus damages on her. You need to get that 50% bonus damage on her. I would prefer, in a sense, we have to. I think like she's anyhow going to deal based on their max health, right? So she should be able to break through the shield. But I don't know how much it will be. It may be limited to 5% max health, but still it's good because you're going to get that bonus attack, because Queen of Tides is going to have 2 or 3 or 4 positive effects on her in addition to the shield. So obviously you can keep on getting a bonus attack on her with this special skill every single round. So you should be able to deal more damage on the Queen of Tides. So yes, so she's really good, going to be really good for Queen of Tides. Again, it's only my opinion. We have to wait until the hero comes through and we actually use her there. Her ultimate, Holy Hallow, it deals 220% damage to one enemy and grants spiked restoration and attack up to all enemies for 3 turns. Also gains spiked restoration and attack up to for 3 turns. And this is under 4-turn cooldown. That is going to be incredible. The only problem is Queen of Tides will also be removing our buffs. I so wish that this was unremovable. If this was unremovable, this would have been great, but still, it still is a great skill. At least you'll get 1 round using this, deal that 220% damage. Yeah, so again, that's only 200% damage, not 220% damage. It's 200% damage. With Mastery, it is 220% damage. So she's going to get her on heal, so she's going to have a little bit of sustain on herself. She's going to get attack up to all allies, not just to herself, but to all allies for 3 turns. And she herself gets an attack up to, so she's going to give attack up, 30% attack up to all allies, and herself gain 50% attack up. Awesome, brilliant. So this hero is well designed, I would say, except for that, a couple of caveats where you require focus, because she's only got, I think, like, why not give her focus? Because she's anyhow going to deal those bonus attack using her, her passive. So she's going to get that bonus attack every single round. Why not give her focus to ensure that she's also able to land that defense down and also be able to remove 2 of the positive effects, even though I don't want her to remove those. Maybe we will have to test her out. I hope I get her. If I get her, I will be able to test her out using both high focus and high attack and see which one is better. But she certainly looks like well built for Queen of Tides. Yeah, certainly good for Queen of Tides. Okay, so let's look at the second hero that is here. That is going to be, is it this one? Yeah, Terrace. Okay, so it's going to be Terrace, and Terrace is a water champion. So he too has got an S tier attack, lower than that of Rachel. So he's not going to be as high in attack as Rachel, which is sad. They both should have been somewhere around together, but maybe his kit is quite different. I don't know. We'll read the kit and see. So he's got a tier health, really good. That's good. But defense is low. At least the health is higher, and the speed is also low. That's okay. It's okay. Most of the damage dealing heroes are slower. Most of them, I would say. Yeah, many of them. Okay, so his trait is, when attacking, recovers health based on the remaining cooldown of the target's ultimate ability, plus 10% max health per turn. Oh, just have to think about it. So what about in bosses? Okay, maybe it's for against anybody. So the higher the cooldown on the ultimate ability, the more the health he will gain, to a maximum of 10% max health per turn. But that is an incredible skill. So he has got an inbuilt lifesteal on him, so you don't have to worry about of placing him in revival set. He's anyhow going to get those turns. So if you give him curse set, he should be, I don't know, because it says when attacking, it's not when hitting anybody. So maybe he's only going to gain it per turn. He's not going to gain it for the number of hits he's placing. He's only saying when attacking. So an attack is not a bonus attack, but just when he takes the turn to attack. Okay. The Ascension effect says when attacking, recovers health based on the remaining cooldown of the target's ultimate ability plus 10% max health per turn. When attacked, reduces the damage received by 20% if the attacker's ultimate ability is in cooldown. Okay, so that means the first turn, especially in arena, when the enemy is going to hit you on the first turn, they are going to use their ultimate, but not in PvP. You know, like in dungeons, the minions would be using their special first and then use their ultimate. So the first hit is going to be effective on you. So he's not going to get that damage reduction even after Ascension in PvP and for 2 turns. For the first 2 turns, he's going to take the full damage. But in PvE, in dungeons and other area, because the minions are going to use their special and then they are going to use their ultimate. Sorry, the waves, not the minions. The waves are going to use their special first and then they will be using their ultimate. And so that would mean that they would be, I think so. Correct me if I'm wrong. Put me on the comment if I'm wrong. If I'm wrong that, you know, the waves are going to use their special first and then their ultimate. If I'm wrong, just let me know on the comment. But I think that's what it is happening. So on the first 2 turns, he's going to take full damage because first 2 rounds, he's going to take full damage because the ultimate is not on cooldown. So the ultimate will get on cooldown on the 3rd round. Right? Anyways, quite an interesting trait. Again, at least he's got a lifesteal on it. So when he's attacking, he'll heal himself back. And since he's not fast enough, he's not very fast. So possibly you can just take the damage and then go back and hit and heal yourself up. I'm just saying, you know, we don't know how it's actually going to affect. But anyway, the second one is his basic is Demon's Edge, deals 130%, that is 120% damage to one enemy without the mastery. Okay, 120% damage to one enemy and increases their ultimate ability's cooldown by 1 turn. Okay, so okay, right, so his basic is simply going to all right, so I think like you can use him with a divine set. So he's going to do his basic, and then each time he does his basic, he's just going to place the ultimate ability on 1 turn cooldown. So yeah, so obviously when they are going to hit you back, they're not going to use the ultimate ability unless ultimate ability, and they are obviously he's not obviously going to take less damage reduction. Now it makes sense in a way. Okay, right, so that's great. So he's got a passive over here. Okay, so let's look at his passive. Upon receiving area damage, reduces the damage received by 60% and gains 1 bonus turn up to 2 times per round. Awesome. So this is for 2 times per round. That's simply great. This is incredible. The passive is really good. So you can use him in Ash. You can use him in Queen of Tides. You can use him in Witch of the Wind. Because Witch of the Wind. Yeah, you can use Witch of the Wind as well. The minions will do at least 1 AoE. So yeah. So upon receiving area damage, reduces damage by 60%. This is great. This is better than Dragon Scale. And it's from anybody. So anyone does AoE damage, he's just going to reduce that damage by 60% and gains 1 bonus turn. He gets a bonus turn because he got that AoE damage. So anyone who's using AoE damage is simply going to be incredible against them. So Ash, Queen of Tides, both these areas you can use him. Awesome. This is great, mate. This is great. This is really cool hero. I just wish that his attack was much more higher than what it was. Otherwise, this skill is incredible. Okay, this passive is incredible. And okay, so you have to skill him up. So it's initially going to be 30%, but yeah, it's fine. So If you're doing his mastery, so +1 trigger chance per round. Okay, so if you're doing his mastery, you can do that for 3 times per round. That's ridiculous. Okay, I don't know how much his damage is going to be. I don't know the actual multipliers, how much of damage he can deal, but that passive is awesome. It's awesome. You can also use him in Guild Boss because it's going to be every round, and every time Guild Boss uses the AoE damage, he's going to get a bonus turn. Incredible. But yeah, it's not going to be 2 times per round because the Guild Boss is only going to hit you once, right? So it's going, at least you'll get 1 bonus turn without having to use anything special. Okay, so let's look at his ultimate Nightmare Hunt. Deals 140%, that is 130% without mastery, damage to 1 enemy. So he's a single target guy. Okay. Damage scales with the remaining cooldown of the target's ultimate ability. Maximum up to 45 plus 45% damage per turn. So both Rachel and Terrace have got an inbuilt skill. Rachel has got that in her passive, but he's got the ultimate that deals plus 45% damage per turn. That's on the reduction of the cooldown. So if the ultimate cooldown is like at 5 turn, he's going to deal full 45%. That's what I think. That's what I think it is. Or I don't know. What if the ultimate ability cooldown is only 3 turns? What if that's what the ultimate refreshes every 3 turn or on 4 turn? Will it deal 45% damage based on, because the ultimate ability is cooldown is within 3 turns? Why wouldn't he deal 45% damage? Anyways, again, that has to be tested. I really don't know how that can happen because we do not have a test server, so we couldn't test it and we don't know how that damage is going to scale. But plus 45% damage per turn is incredible. Oh, wait. That's not 45% damage for the entire, for 5 turns. It's like per turn. I think the text is wrong. I'll have to ask them. The text might be wrong because plus 45% damage per turn would mean that if the ultimate ability is like, oh yeah, it still makes sense. Why not? Because he's only got 130% damage on his ultimate. So if the ultimate ability cooldown is for, say, 1 turn, it's going to be for 175%. And if it's going to be on 2 turns, it's going to be 200%. Yeah, it makes sense. I don't want the text to change. I would prefer the text to be the same. So if the ultimate ability cooldown is like 5 turns, then he will deal 225% extra damage. That's great. Not a problem, because there are people who deal in any case, Rachel is going to deal plus 50% crit damage every single round, so why not? Yeah, this is fine. Yeah. So if the target is skilled, deals splash damage to all enemies equal to 60% of the damage dealt. That's again a huge thing. It's going to be really good against PvP as well. Yeah, it's going to be really good against PvP. I have no problem. Both the heroes, the text looks great. The text is great. But I don't know how much damage they'll deal. We'll have to test them again. So that's the disclaimer over here. So I prefer now to give disclaimers because even though the text looks quite cool, we do not really know how they actually react to it in game. So we'll have to see. Okay, so the only light hero, the new hero that has come through, that is Divine Yolanda. So let's quickly look at her stats. So she's got 8-tier attack, 8-tier health. I just thought that it should be at least S tier, but her speed is S tier, 140 base speed. Awesome, incredible speed. So maybe she's required to go first. Yeah, let's see. So look at that trait. This hero is immune to all negative effects. Great. This is incredible. Okay, so they have created quite powerful heroes. I like this trait. Gosh. So she's immune to all negative effects and will take will not take damage more than 65% of their max health from each instance of damage. Wow. Wow, wow, wow. That's simply incredible. I can't believe that. So let's look at an Ascension effect. This hero is immune to all negative effects and will not take damage more than 65% of their max health from each instance of damage. Upon taking lethal damage, converts the damage received into healing up to 1 times per battle. So that's one battle, okay? Not per round or per turn. It's one battle. So each battle would mean if you went to Ash, you're facing the boss. That's one battle. Okay, so she's not going to die for one instance. Okay, so let's look at a bonus. But that negative effect one, if she's immune to negative effect, that's simply incredible. You cannot stun her, you cannot freeze her, you cannot put poisons on her, no bleeds on her, so she's just not going to, there's no CC on her. Yeah. Oh, wait a second, is CC also a negative effect? It should be, right? I think like if she's immune to all negative effects, that's great. Yeah, that's what they said, all negative effects. Okay. Okay, so she deals 130% damage to one enemy, 120% without mastery. Skill 1 is pretty good damage, but of course, her attack is only A1, so she's not going to deal a huge amount of damage, but at least 120% multiplier is quite good. The damage ignores the target's defense. Oh, but cannot trigger critical strike. Why do they do that? Simply, I can't believe it. It's an LD champion. It's a light champion. You know, it's so difficult to get them, and it's so difficult to ascend them. Why not let it have some critical damage out of it? You're giving her an inbuilt piercing effect, and you're not allowing her to crit on it. And it's not like going to deal a huge amount of damage. It's like only 130% damage. Okay, anyways. So it also removes one negative effect from a team member and restores 10% of their max health. Interesting. Really interesting. Of course, the normal Yolanda also had that effect. She would also remove one negative effect from one of the team member. But this one is also restoring 10% of their max health. Pretty cool. Pretty cool. Impressive. This time Ace has done it. The heroes that they are introducing are quite cool. At least in reading the text, they are looking very good. So I hope that it's going to be really good. That we will be able to use them in a really good manner. I'm quite impressed with what they have given this time. Yeah, there's no doubt about it. But yeah, you have to get them, you use them, and that's going to be a pain. Okay, so let's look at her special. So it applies crit resistance up and 1 stacks of invincible for 2 turns. Applies on whom? Ability cooldown is reset when an ally is killed. Invincible is removed after attacked. I don't understand. It applies on whom? Does it apply on herself? Or does she apply on all allies? I will have to ask them. I have no idea. Okay, so she applies crit resistance up for 2 turns. So 50% crit resistance. Cool. That's cool. And 1 stack of invincible. Okay, ability cooldown is reset when an ally is killed. Invincible is removed after attack. So this means that her special, if one of your allies is going to get killed, then she will always reset her cooldown so that she gets that. She can place it on somebody else or on herself, I don't know. But she'll be able to use that special. Okay, so she's not there for dealing any damage, even though her first basic skill was looking like going to deal quite a lot of damage. I think she's not there for damage dealing. She's there to protect you. She's going to give you crit resistance up, so that would mean that that would mean quite a lot of things. You're not going to crit anyway. She's not. You can use it in arena, I think, because you require crit resistance only there. You don't really require it in PvP. But then if you get crit resistance up, anyways, they are losing. The enemy is going to lose that much chance of dealing crit damage on you. Okay, so let's look at her ultimate. So her ultimate Holy Execution, it reduces one enemy's current health percentage to that of the enemy with the lowest health percentage and deals 120% damage to both. Okay, so she's going to be like, HP balancing act. So if you have one enemy with high HP, reduce it to the HP of an enemy who has got the lowest health. So what if there is only one minion and a boss? Okay, so if there is a minion who is at 10% of health, will this ability reduce the boss's health to 10%? I have a question. Let's hope that that's not what they mean. I'm pretty sure that's not what they mean, but I will ask that question to the devs, to the moderator, and see what reply I can get. I'll post it in comments based on the replies that I get, but this is going to be quite interesting. So I think it's not going to be for bosses. It's not going to be for doing that to bosses, but possibly to the minions and to PvP. Yeah. She looks more like a PvP hero to me rather than I'm sorry, not PvP. Player versus player. She's going to be more PvP rather than PvE. So that's what her kit looks like. Quite interesting kit. So if the enemy's health is lowest, deals 2 instances of damage instant. Okay, so the first part, it says that if one enemy's current, it reduces one enemy's current health percentage to that of the enemy with the lowest health percentage and deals 120% damage to both. If the enemy's health is the lowest, so it means that you can choose which one, or maybe they are talking about the only available enemy. So if the enemy's health is lowest, deals 2 instances of damage instead. Damage ignores the target's defense but cannot trigger critical strike. Enemies killed by this ability cannot be revived. Oh, so it's a block revive as well. Ineffective against bosses. What do you mean by ineffective against bosses? In what way? In what way is it ineffective against bosses? Do you mean that it's going to be for the entire thing? Because if the boss's health is lowest, why not deal 2 instances of damage? And why not ignore the target's defense? Even you're not simply... Anyway, I'll have to ask. So this hero's skills, a couple of them are quite confusing. We will have to ask the devs for some clarification on it. I hope that I'll get some clarification on it, and I'll post that in the comments on this video. Okay, so those are the 3 heroes that we have got. Their skill sets, it looks quite cool. Right? I am quite impressed with what they have thought of in building these heroes, and let's hope that we can get those heroes. The pool has diluted, so it's going to take a lot of time to get them. Or if you're quite lucky, do let me know. If you are able to get one of these heroes and you're able to build them up and use them, please let me know how it goes. If I'm able getting one of those heroes, I will certainly be building them up and will be showcasing those heroes. So yeah, so that's it from me for these heroes. I will be testing out the changes in Ash Magister and use Gangelo and see how that changes have come through in Ash Magister. As far as, the one last thing that I would like to say, that's about Marion Shadowblood. So you must have seen in the update that Marion Shadowblood's ultimate, this Unholy Redemption, the skill description has changed. So in level 4 of this Unholy Redemption, you will see that when you look at the skill descriptions, you'll see that the Unholy Redemption additionally grants 20% damage reduction and 10% lifesteal. So earlier it used to be additionally grants 20% attack. Now it's additionally grants 20% damage reduction. In my personal opinion, I know it's a kind of a nerf in a sense that you're reducing the attack of the hero, but in any ways, Marion Shadowblood's base attack is quite low. It's only 1074. Right, so she's not going to gain a huge amount of attack by removing that attack stat on her. So that's my personal opinion. Okay, she's not going to gain a lot of attack out of it, but she's getting 20% damage reduction, which is huge, which is much more better, right? So she's going to survive better when she's going to face bosses. Like I'm using her in my Queen of Tides, so she'll be able to survive there. I think in a way it's a nerf, but at the same time, I think it's balanced off with the damage reduction that is there, and yeah, it's not going to do much of an effect on her. In any case, we are not using her for the damage that we are getting from her attack. We used to get if you used to get 4,400 damage out of her, you might be getting 4,200 damage out of her now. But what are we using her for? We're using her for her max health damage, right? So we're actually going to use her for the damage that she's going to get. That is 8% of the target's max health. That's what we're looking for. So in a sense, I think doesn't make much of a difference for us and possibly gives her more survivability. Yeah, so I'm not really bothered about what they changed in that skill, but I will also be testing her on Queen of Ties to see if she is able to finish off the runs in the similar way that I used to do previously. Then if she's getting the same amount of damage, or in Witch of the Wind, when I'm using her in Witch of the Wind 15, and see if I can, finish off the Witch of the Wind in a similar way as I used to do previously, then I think the change is not of much of a matter. But otherwise, if I'm not able to finish off, that would mean that 20% attack damage was quite huge for me, and I would have preferred that. Anyways, yeah, so that's it from me. I'll post the new video soon. So until then, thank you so much for watching my videos. Please like and share my videos. Please subscribe to my to my channel. It will help me grow my channel. My growth has significantly has come down a little bit. I think I've not gained a lot of subscribers in the last week, possibly because I haven't added a lot of videos. But I think please do, if you're watching my videos, please do subscribe to my channel so that I can gain more subscribers and also help my channel grow up, and encourage me in making more videos like these. Thank you so much for watching, guys. Have a great time. Peace, love, and blessings from me.